What you are about to hear is just a dude talking about a part of the Bible. The dude is not formally educated, therefore take this with a grain of salt. Yeah, what's up everybody? Welcome to the first episode of Fedastic Talks. I'm the host today, Josh, and we have a good question today. It's a question not to try to answer your heart's cry or the entire universe, but it's a good place to start to monitor growth. So let's start. Here's the question. Why do bad things happen to good people? Well, off the bat, right? If you say that something is good and something is bad, what determines that? Because I think that chocolate is good and you could think that chocolate is bad, and so therefore it has to be something greater than a people group, right? Like, because you have the brownie lovers organization of America, and then you have the brownie haters organization of the Ukraine or something. I don't know. So if you say that something is bad and something is good, it implies that morality is defined by something larger than personal preference, right? And so with that comes this idea that if morality is determined by anything or anyone other than all-knowing, the idea of bad things and good people gets biased influence. So let's take the brownie example. If I create an AI, just make a script for an AI, it's just going to look at examples from everywhere. And you could say that chocolate kills people. Some people are allergic to it, or overdose, or chocolate kills dogs, or, and the AI could determine that chocolate is bad. But then chocolate is also good for you. If dark chocolate, small amounts, it's good for you, right? And so it could also determine that it's good, right? And so it's biased, not in that manner, but biased by the people that script it, or biased by the group of people that decide it. So let's look at the other side of this coin. If morality is determined by the Christian God, then there are no good people, right? So bad things can't happen to good people, because according to Mark 10:18, but Jesus said to him, "Why do you call me good? No one is good except God alone." So Jesus is saying there's no good people. And so bad things can't happen to good people because they don't exist. And then Romans 3:23 says, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." By the way, every Bible verse I'm reading today is NASB 2020 translation. That's interesting to think about, that according to God, there are no good people. And so bad things cannot happen to good people because there are none. And so let's ask the question that leaves then. Why does God allow bad? So here's my personal thoughts is people have free will and they choose to do bad. Like, I got two verses to back this up, right? Okay, let's just talk about free will. The idea of free will. I think the first example is in Genesis, that I can remember off the top of my head without, rereading Genesis. Genesis 3:6 says, "When the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was a delight to the eyes, and that the tree was desirable to make one wise, she took some of its fruit and ate, and she also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate." And so that's basically saying God told them, don't eat from that tree. And then the serpent said, eat from that tree. It's a little more complicated than that. Go read it. And so that was an example of them making a choice despite being told not to do something. Free will. They were not controlled by God. They could choose for themselves. And now we have Genesis 6:5. This is about people choosing to do bad. "Then the Lord saw that the wickedness of mankind was great on the earth, and that every intent of the thoughts of their hearts was only evil continually." What do you say about that? So people say, so why doesn't God just step in and stop this bad thing, or step in and stop this bad thing? Well, it's because when God forcefully stops sin, he won't just pick a few people to stop it. He's going to pick every sin. He's going to stop all sins, because all sin to God is unacceptable. He can't be around it. And so if he were to step in and stop one sin, he would have to stop all of them, because it's all unacceptable. And therefore, your little white lie to Jimmy about how he can't have the cookie because it's too hot, even though it's been sitting there for 3 hours. Well, that's just as bad as the guy that, ran over a cat with a bus. Don't know how he got in the bus. I'm talking about the cat who's in the bus, and then he jumped. Yeah, never mind. That's why they got those little yellow arm things on the buses, So that's something to think about. That if God stops one sin, he has to stop them all, because they're all equally bad to him. But we can't really grasp that as people. We see stuff as atrocities, and then stuff is not harmful that really is. So when bad stuff happens, what do we do? Does that mean it's the end? It's over? We suck? We deserve it? I don't know. Let's listen to this. So without a doubt, God will restore you past the point of offense. So like, let's think about Job. He was a loyal servant of God. And he said to the Satan, he said to the accuser, he said, hey, have you seen my servant Job? He serves me. He's really cool. Take whatever you want from him and he'll still serve me. And so God allowed stuff to be taken from Job and he still served him. And in the very end, there's a lot of conversation that happens between Job and his friends. And frankly, it goes over my head. But at the end of the story, God gives back to Job twice as much as what he originally had before anything was taken from him. Because Job was wealthy and then everything was taken and then God gave him back twice as much. And so if God allows something bad to happen, he will reward you. It's just what he does. And so, yeah, that's the introductory episode of Fadastic Talks. I don't know. I'm your host, Josh. So, hey, have a good day.